It's the grandson of Right Thought. The life of a soldier. Who understands the life of a soldier but a soldier? The life of a soldier. The only people that's going to understand this message are the real soldiers. Because like I said, who understands the life of a soldier but a soldier? We're going to use King David as our example about this life of a soldier. What do we see about his life? At a young age, he was living a solitary life. He spent most of his time by himself. He was also the black sheep of the family. We got the proof on that. But the Most High said he was a mighty valiant man. Do y'all think everybody liked him? Well, we see right there he was the black sheep of his family, like I said. So the life of a soldier, a real soldier, you're going to be the black sheep of your family. You see that? The odd one out. Because you're the soldier. Because you are that mighty valiant man or that mighty valiant woman. That's what sets you apart. But you see, he lived a solitary life at a young age. And he also did mighty deeds in secret that no one else knew that he did. He conquered over a lion. He conquered over a bear. But no one knew these things, nor did he brag about them. He didn't boast. He was humble. You see? But he did those mighty deeds to protect those that he loved, which at the time was his flock. You see? He was a shepherd from a young age. And all the soldiers, that's what we were, see? We grew up caretakers, taken care of. Are you okay? It's one of our favorite things to say. How are you? It's one of our favorite things to say because we're soldiers, see? So we're shepherds of the flock. You see why you're odd one out? Do you see why you are living a solitary type life from a young age? Why you were hardened by this life from a young age? The shepherd has to be ready to defend the flock, to fight for it, even though the sheep may not understand what's going on, right? All the sheep know was, oh shit, it's a big ass lion. Oh, you're gonna eat me. Oh my God. Next thing you know, shepherd come crack. Ended all that fear. And this is the same soldier that said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. And why? Because the Most High is my shepherd. So to be a good soldier, we understand that we also are sheep that have a shepherd who teaches us how to be shepherds to our sheep. The good shepherd. You see? That leads us beside still waters in times of trouble. He provides us a table in the midst of our enemies, does he not? The life of a soldier. You're held to a higher criteria than everyone else. There's more scrutiny on you because you're not expected to make mistakes or to mess up. Look at King David's life. Did he make mistakes and did he mess up? Yep. He was caught every time. He had to face it every time. It wasn't like the wicked who were just getting away with their deeds. Oh no, not David, not a real soldier. You've been caught every time you tried something, anything. It doesn't matter what it was, no matter how big or how small. But that's what keeps you a strong soldier. It's what keeps you sharp, keeps your blade sharp, constantly being sharpened, being purified in the fire, constantly having to go through that flame of affliction to keep you purified. You see? Most High is not trying to make gold out of a rock. He's not concerned with the rocks. He's only concerned with the gold and purifying it and making use of it. Just like you would if you were to make jewelry, correct? You wouldn't try to make a jewelry out of just some plain old rocks. But if you found some gold, oh yeah, let's purify that and make some jewelry out of that so we can wear it and adorn ourselves. Another thing about the life of a soldier. What about his children? Do you think his children understand his life when he leaves? All my soldiers out here that have had to go off to battle. You had to leave your children. We're speaking specifically about that now. How did you feel about that when you were called to take up your arm, to take up your responsibility as a soldier? Was it heartbreaking? Does it hurt when you're deployed and you don't see your children? Do you wonder that they don't understand what you're doing and you're fighting with everything? Your life is on the line every second. You're at the front line of this thing called life every day. Do you think your children understand always? Maybe not. Maybe they're young. Maybe you have a newborn. How would that newborn understand? Where's daddy? Where's mama? When you're on the battlefield, dodging bullets and mortars and shrapnel and enemy fire constantly, battling with PTSD. What about your woman or your husband? Do you think they understand when you're called to battle? Do you think they always say, oh yeah, fine, go ahead? Or sometimes they beg you not to? Do you worry about what they're doing while you're gone? Whether they're loyal to you at all times or not? How many soldiers have come home to find their spouse was cheating on them or was pregnant with someone else's child, and they were taking care of it unexpectedly, fearing for that child that while they were gone and came back to find out it wasn't theirs? The life of a soldier. The life of a soldier. What about his parents? Do they agree always? How do they feel about his decisions to go do that? Do they always understand? Does he always get their approval? The life of a soldier. What about if he dies on the battlefield? It's his fault. Everyone's going to be mad at him, his woman, his children, his family. They're going to hate him now because he died out there defending them, whether they knew it or not. Because every soldier is fighting to defend something or someone. And for each soldier, he has his thing that he's fighting for each and every day, or he wouldn't be fighting. There's a cause bigger than him that he's willing to stand for and give up his life for it. Even though the ones that he may be fighting for may spit in his face. We've seen this, America. We've spit in our own soldiers' faces when it wasn't their fault. We blamed them when it wasn't their fault. They didn't have the resources to leave Cleveland, Detroit, Lubbock, Texas, Wichita, Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska. They didn't have the resources to leave those places where they were and go way over there on the other side of the world to fight those battles, get those guns, get that uniform and shave that hair. They didn't have the resources to do that. Someone else did that and called them to do that, and they answered the call. But we've spit in their faces the life of a soldier. They didn't always come home to hugs and kisses when they were just doing their part. They didn't always come home to a warm reception. A lot of them came home to hell, which was worse than the battles they were in. A lot of times, well, the life of a soldier, they fight a two-front battle. It's at home and in the field. A prophet is without honor in his own nation, in his own house, in his own kin. He's without honor. A prophet is a spiritual marine, a spiritual foot soldier. You see, for the Most High, a general who receives the messages from the head and delivers them to the people or the military. And he's without honor in his own. Just like we saw with David, and just like we saw with Yahusha and all the other soldiers who came to give their lives for the cause, give themselves up for it, chase after it, seek after it. Always misunderstood. But what does the soldier always say? You like the luxuries that you have, the freedoms that you have. So who's going to fight for that? And today I say to Israela, I say, who's supposed to fight for you today? Maybe the ones that you give no honor to. Maybe those are the ones that fight for you. The ones that stand against wickedness, that cast it down. While you sit on the couch and relax and enjoy your Pepsi and your bag of chips and your Sunday football, they're standing up to the wickedness. They're casting it down. And see, people say, you know, all through history, everybody who stood up against the system, who stood up against unrighteousness, they were killed or defamed or whatever. They were put down, put away. Why? America and the whole wide world. Why is that? Why do we kill those who tell the truth? Why are you so afraid of it? The life of a soldier. He's feared everywhere he goes. And one attribute about a soldier that people don't realize is he's one of the most compassionate, because he's willing to give up himself for the one next to him. Because the one next to him is the only one who understands how they got on that battlefront next to each other, why they're there. And so they encourage each other and they fight for each other. Do you hear that, B'nai Ha Elohim? Do you hear that, elect? We stand with each other. We stand next to each other and we fight for each other. We build up one another in the fight. We cover one another. We shield one another. We fall on a grenade for each other if we have to. We're brave. We're strong. We're mighty and valiant. And that's the life of a soldier, a hard life. Not an easy one. A life of faith. Running toward danger every day. Not running from it, not sitting and cowering, hiding in the trench, but running toward it. With those things and those ones, let me rephrase that. With those ones that you love in your mind, pushing you across the battlefront, because that's what does it. Even when they hate you, their faces flash before your mind's eye, regardless. And you have compassion, great compassion. And you take your arm and you aim it at the enemy and you keep fighting. That's the life of a soldier. Life of a soldier can be very lonely. And if you're not a mature in your walk, it can be very frightening. You see? But as you grow and as your faith increases, then you'll see. You'll see that you have nothing to fear, nothing to be afraid of, because the Most High is a good shepherd who's going to watch over you. He's going to keep you through every fight, through every dark night, through every terror, through every bomb going off, through every air raid, through every attack, through every situation. That's the life of a soldier, doing the will of the Most High, following your orders, carrying them out to the best of your ability, And if you happen to get caught, you get up, you keep moving forward. You grab your brother, you throw him over your shoulder, you keep moving forward. So to the elect, let's build each other up now. Don't worry about the rest. Let's build each other up now. Fortify each other. And stand together against this darkness in this last hour. Silawam to the elect of the house of Israel. Silawam.